Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of
MomChitChat.
Good to be back, ladies.
Yeah,
Always so much fun when we're together.
Yes.
So in case you're joining us for the first time, welcome. MomChitChat is a platform where we moms kind of get together and discuss what it is to be an African mother and the challenges of motherhood, one conversation at a time. So please make sure you follow us on all our platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere at MomChitChat TV. And if you have any questions, anything you'd like us to discuss on the program, please make sure you send us an email at momchitchattv@gmail.com, right?
Yes,
that's it, right? Okay, so as always, I have my best babes with me. My name is Nicole Chikwe, and this is...
My name is Modukwe Enyila, founder of iMomZone.
My name is Jane Ogoye, founder of MomNG.
Okay, fantastic. So are we ready for the
Yes,
tea?
we are.
I think we're going into
let's spill it,
hot
spill it,
topics
spill it, spill
next.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into today's hot topics. And this tea is, hey, I'm so excited to have this conversation.
It's hot.
No, it's hot.
This is the main tea.
No, we're here for it, Abby. Okay, great. So today's hot topic. Recently, rapper Tip Harris, better known as T.I., revealed that he checks his daughter's virginity by sending her to the gynecologist to check if her hymen is still intact. What do you think of this, ladies?
No comment for now.
No comments for now. What do you think?
Well, I'm kind of indifferent.
Okay.
I
That's
know you're waiting for that.
not the reaction I was expecting, but
Yeah,
why
but-
are you indifferent?
But coming from someone like him, no offense to him, I don't think it's actually proper.
Right.
So I know of someone whose mom used to check, and it's because of the environment, the community. So she had to always check to be sure that, oh, we're from the ghetto and I need to be sure that my daughter is fine, my daughter is okay and all. So it could be for different reasons. It could also be because of the mother's history or background.
Okay.
Maybe she was molested
or something.
So,
Okay.
yes, so she had to just...
Interesting perspective.
It's T.I.'s story like shocked me. And knowing who T.I. is, I'm like, it got me speechless and got me thinking, like, why? For me, I just feel you're invading your daughter's privacy. Aren't there other ways to ensure that she keeps herself intact, rather than having her go to the doctor and with you there to ensure that her hymen is still intact? Like, who does that?
No, it's crazy. So I mean, I read the whole article.
Yeah.
No, I listened to the podcast actually, because
okay.
he was being interviewed on the podcast, and he was being asked about fatherhood and how it's going and having daughters and how he's raising them. And he was like, well, I can say with all authority that my daughter is still a virgin. We've been checking since she was 16. First of all, why you felt like that was a good idea to announce to the whole world is just it's so embarrassing. This is something that's going to follow this girl for the rest of her life.
Well, that's true.
Secondly, my issue is like, why, And another thing that really bugged me was they had also asked him, like, okay, so how do you check your son's virginity and make sure? And he was like, oh, no, I don't check. I know my 15-year-old is sexually active. So it's okay for your son.
He actually said that.
Yes,
wow.
he did.
Okay.
So it's okay for your 15-year-old boy to be sexually active. You're completely fine with that. But you're going to be taking your daughter every year to the gynecologist, have her sign a waiver so that her medical information can be released to you, just so you can say with pride that my daughter is a virgin.
That's even a flawed parenting.
Of course.
I mean, who in his or her right senses will actually say, I know that my 15-year-old son is sexually active and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But my problem is not about the gender, but my problem is the parenting is flawed. There's something wrong. And even for the hymen, we need to get this out. Some children are born without hymen. Some girls are born without hymen.
So the thing
is... Okay, go on.
But then, what I'd just like to say is, let's not forget that there are other types of sex. And it's also possible that if she is not doing that,
she's not having penetrative sex, she's doing something else.
Yes, oral or anal. So
it's just this flawed. For me, it's just that constant policing of women's bodies that I have an issue with. I mean, first of all, what is a hymen? Let's even educate ourselves. Why do women have hymens? It's not a virginity thing. It is just to protect when girls' babies, protect feces from
Yes,
getting
infections,
into the
body.
vagina, and causing an infection. Boys don't have that problem,
No, they
because their organs are external,
extended,
exterior. So that's what the hymen is for. So by the time the child is potty trained, as they get older, they don't need the hymen because they are not in diapers. So and they're able to go to the bathroom themselves. So that's what the hymen is for. The hymen is not.
It's a protective
It's
cover.
just a protective
Yes.
cover. So you don't need it, which is why some people don't have hymens because of activity, and then
you can actually lose it.
You can lose it like
yes.
that, not through your virginity. So if, for example, like she goes now to the doctor and they check and it's broken, and she's like, oh, but it's broken, but I'm still a virgin. Like, why? I just
It's flawed.
I just have so
It's
many
crazy.
issues. No, it's crazy. And the biggest thing for me is that T.I. is a hoe. I mean, he's not faithful to
Okay.
his
He's got a
wife.
history.
He's got a history. So for me, be the change you want to see. Like, if you don't want your daughter to be sexually promiscuous, start first
From you.
by not being
Yes.
sexually promiscuous, so that your daughter has something to emulate.
And why should your 15-year-old be having sex?
Let's not. I mean,
shouldn't even
because
go there,
let's not even.
this age and stage.
Exactly. And you're proudly saying that,
The
but no,
things
your
I've heard and
daughter
seen.
is a virgin because you're personally checking. It's like, just check yourself first. So one of my favorite analogies in life is, the flight safety videos or the flight safety instructions that were given, right,
Yeah.
when you're on a plane. So they tell you, like, oh, in case we encounter turbulence, oxygen masks are going to fall from the overhead cabinet. What's the next thing they say? They say, please wear your own first.
Before you attempt.
Before you start
Even-
attempting
yes.
to put on for
Any
other
other
people.
person,
So
yes.
for me, that's one of the things I hang on to the most. So when before I criticize people or try and correct or do, I'm like, okay, let me even get myself together. And I feel like if he hasn't gotten himself together, please just start from there first before you're checking your daughter's
Exactly. I
daughter's
totally
hymen.
agree.
It's such a violation. And I think
Violation is just the word.
yeah,
It's crazy.
and it's coming from a man.
Yeah,
Her
coming
mother
from
is
him.
still very much alive. I'm like, I don't understand why you wouldn't leave that for a mother and daughter situation. Let them have those
Yes.
conversations, And I just don't want it to now come from a place of fear where if she does have sex, she would now be too scared to go and tell
She might even run away from
her dad
home.
Yeah.
or be able to tell her mom or things like, I don't know. There are just so many issues that
It's
I have.
crazy.
It's crazy. So this leads me to my next question. How would you feel if your husband wanted to do something like that to your daughter? Jane, let me start with you. You have 3 fine girls.
No,
and
he
your
won't
husband
do.
says to you, I'm taking them
No,
to
he
the
won't do
doctor.
that.
We need to check their hymen.
I won't even. No, he can't do that.
But let's just say he says that to you.
My
what would
husband
your
that I know,
response?
he won't do that. He won't do that. No.
How about
So
you?
I just feel, sorry, I
Go
just
ahead.
feel that the most important thing is have these talks with your children.
Yes,
Make
it's
them your
so
friends.
yes.
Some of those mistakes we saw our parents do while they were raising us. I don't think we need to repeat it with
Yeah,
our own
true.
children.
Right.
We are better now. We are wiser. We know all about intentional and conscious parenting. So have that talk with your child. Make your child your friend. But I know that no mom will want a child to come and say, Mom, I just had sex. No, we don't want it that way.
You don't want it, but you also
then-
want
Want
to
your
keep communication.
communication
lines
Like,
open.
Mommy, I'm thinking about having
yes,
sex.
yes, so
I
you'll be
mean,
able to have that
love.
conversation.
What do I
do?
what
Or a
do I
boy
do?
is
Yes.
sending me letters or sending me texts or calling me. What do I say? What do I do? We should get to that point where our daughters, our sons, actually feel comfortable. Mommy is my friend.
Yes.
There's this tweet. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, I saw it. I wanted to mention
Okay, you wanted
the
to say
quote.
it. Okay,
yes,
say it.
what it said. I don't want my child to not come to me for anything. I want my child to be able to come to me and say, "Oh, Daddy, I fucked up," or "Mom, I messed up," and this is what I did. They should be able to come to you for that, not
Right.
someone else. You should be that best friend.
Absolutely.
You should be their guy. You should be their G.
I completely agree. And most of all, what's good for the goose is good for the
the
gander.
gander.
Let's also train our boys.
Oh, yes.
Let it not just be a girl
really
thing.
important.
Let's tell
Yes.
our boys about sex and also waiting till marriage. It's very possible.
Yes.
It's completely fine.
Yes.
Let's just try and also push that as well. Like, I don't understand why it's a thing of pride that your 15-year-old boy is sexually active, but then you physically go with your daughter to the hospital to check her hymen.
That is wrong.
That is so
Really
crazy to
wrong.
me.
I agree.
So apart from hot tea and hymens, on this episode, we're actually discussing how to maintain a healthy marriage while juggling our responsibilities as mothers.
Okay.
I know some of you are rolling your eyes like, why do women have to do all the work? And I actually think that's a good question. Why do you think that society puts it on women? You always hear, especially here in Nigeria, like, oh, you know, you have to keep women, you have to keep your home. What does that mean? And why do you think there's so much pressure on the women to do it?
I think it's a man's world.
Right.
Whether we like it or not, especially here in Nigeria, the laws are more favorable to the men.
Okay.
And by our society's makeup, women hold the home intact. So you're expected to cook, look good, keep it, you know, steamy hot in the bedroom, take care of your children, and sort of even control your husband, if you know what I mean. Ensure that he's well fed and everything.
Like, you still need to be the prayer warrior of the house.
Thank you. Anything that happens,
and then,
your knees.
Yeah, exactly.
How will you not fall into depression with everything you just listed?
It's crazy.
How will you not even go crazy?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I don't know. Like, it's the expectations on women are so high, and it just feels like the way we have these discussions. Why aren't men having these discussions? Or why don't we have, you know, more situations where men can learn how they can keep their own homes? That's what I'll be interested in hearing about. So yeah, I guess it's just difficult. It's difficult. The expectations on women are crazy, and the thing is, because women are superheroes, we just take it on and we keep it pushing. But it's difficult, and I think that's one of the main reasons why programs like this are so awesome, so that we can discuss some of these challenges that we face while trying to be superwomen at the same time. Okay, so our special guest today is Ola Shoeton, also known on Instagram as Secret Place Husband. He's a marriage counselor and a motivational speaker. Ola, welcome on the show. So firstly, you have the very special privilege of being the first man on the show. Congratulations! Please meet us for one small bag of rice after.
rice
and chicken.
It's chicken in the budget. Please no, let's just do one small bag of rice. Please introduce yourself and your platform.
Okay, my name is Ola Shoeton. I'm the Secret Place Husband, popularly known as the Secret Place Husband on Instagram. My wife is Ola Shoeton.
Oh, fantastic.
The Secret Place wife.
Oh! Yes. Do you know I didn't make that connection?
Hey, that's the husband.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well done. So exciting to have you on the show.
Same here.
So we have questions, right?
Yes.
But let's start with this one. On your platform, what is the most common question that you get asked? What question do you get asked very, very frequently?
On my platform, on the platform, because I was thinking that it's probably questions that people ask us generally.
Okay. You can broaden it.
You can broaden it.
But the question that we that I often get is it's not really a question. They're always complaints like, my wife did this, what should I do? My wife did this, what should I do? My wife did this. And my answer, my response has always been, don't take it out on your wife. I understand how you feel. However, express this feelings from the angle of love. Know that your wife doesn't hate you. It's not like things like this happen, you know. So those are the things that I often get complaints and things. People just looking for where to vent their issues, and so once I get stuff like that, I understand what it is, and really it's just they know what to do, but sometimes they just need someone to listen to them and encourage them on taking the right process, like doing the right thing.
That's very interesting that you don't really get as many questions, because I thought you would have more questions, but I think as human beings, right, sometimes we don't even really want to know. We want to vent first, and not really look for a real solution that might be painful and uncomfortable to do. Like, first of all, we want to vent before we start looking for an actual solution. That's very interesting. So would you say you get approached more by husbands or by wives?
Initially, it was the wives. So I think the men just started opening up. But now I think I'm having more men
Really?
Than women. That is so interesting.
I'm having more men, even this morning.
Really?
You know, I was like, what's happening? It's almost as if I'm missing out, like women are not complaining any longer.
Okay.
But I now have men,
Men.
you know, asking me questions, and some would just, and you know men now, so sometimes they don't even say good morning.
No,
They're just like, let me hear what you have to say to this. Like they bring the matter to me like, okay, let me hear what you have to say to this. This is what my wife just did. This is what I'm coping with. Okay, let me hear what you have to say to this. Since you say you're a marriage counselor, so those are the things that I get to know. Now I'm getting more men, you know. Some I don't even know their names, their number. They don't even introduce themselves. They just hit me with their issues.
But I think it's a good sign, actually.
Definitely.
Because it means a lot of men are actually more interested in making their marriages work. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
Because before now is the women, the wives that go for night vigil to pray about husbands, you know. So, but I think it's a good sign, actually.
That's very, very interesting. I wouldn't have thought that you would get as many men, but I think now, even maybe it's also like a generational thing as well.
Yes.
Men are kind of trying to be a bit more open to talking about issues in marriage, because I think before we don't talk about these issues. You know, you're in a marriage, you stay there, you die there, you know, and that's it. So that's really interesting that more men are.
Yeah, there's still more work to be done, nevertheless,
of course.
The approach in which they're coming is not like they're coming really because they want to learn. You understand? Is yes, they have the interest of the marriage at heart, but notwithstanding, it's a different thing when a woman reaches out to me. Do you understand? She wants to know, like, what's the question is always like, these are the things I've done. That's the way women will always come. These are the things I've done, and these are the results I achieved, and these are the problems I'm having now. What do you think I can do? Do you think I'm the one having the problem? You know, it's a different thing,
right,
than the way a man will come. So he wants to, first of all, probably argue with you to say, look here,
you're a man like me.
I'm about to take a decision. So it's not like I just want to do this so that
it won't be like
I didn't consult anybody or so that's just it. But I thank God that okay, once they come and we talk, they always appreciate the end of the day. They don't even say much, but they get the gist.
That's nice.
So they don't really say much, but they get the gist and they just move away with it. And I know that one thing about men is that sometimes they don't need too many words. Just one thing, and they got it. They got it. They will not tell you that, even if a man has done something wrong and he realizes, he might not tell you that, he will just be there, he will just be calm. He will not start behaving well. Do you understand? You just think that, okay, behaving well should just make up for it. You just start behaving, he will get it. So I understand that they've got it, but I still need more men to open up and feel their own emotions. Like, you're emotional beings, so why are being stuck up on this issue?
I have a question for you, and it has to do with spirituality and marriage. When do we cross that line? I mean, there's this thing about, you're a Christian, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's this thing about, as a Christian, there's some things, if you're in a marriage, you can't get out of it. You just have to be there. You have to pray and keep praying until fire. So when do you know that, okay, you've had enough? Or when do you know that you guys need to sit down and have that talk without putting in the old Christianity or spirituality?
All right. The truth of the matter is that everything is supposed to be going side by side. Okay. You know, even talking about praying, we don't pray only when things go bad.
Yes.
We pray before things go bad, while things are bad, and after things are okay, we still need to pray, be grateful, and stuff like that. So there is really no divide because it's supposed to be part of the process. Do you understand? So there's really no divide like, okay, I've done enough. Because if you actually, if you made good use of your spirituality, you'll be sensitive to certain things, and it will help you. It will be more preventive for you than trying to fix a problem. You know, if you are very sensitive to your spirituality, you will know when something might lead to a problem ahead. So, and you can be well prepared for it.